Hello and welcome to the Redmen TV and the 21st edition of the Extra Time Show. It's our 21st birthday. Woo! Who'd have thought we'd made it this far when I was just a young, beardless, monotone... Well, yeah, fuck it, I've got a beard. Anyway, we start this week's show with the apparent leaked emails from FSG. Not exactly new news. This was around a year ago that it was out during the court case of their takeover bid for Liverpool. But it's reared its ugly head again, and essentially, if you've not seen these emails, it's John Henry saying we can get Liverpool for a bit of a cut price deal. We don't have to build a new ground, and we could possibly take a 9-point hit if they go into administration and things like that. So they were just looking to reinvest. And what has happened to Liverpool over the last month this year? It's a capitulation that I've never seen before in my life. So we're looking for people to blame. A few divvies on Twitter have said, oh, Klopp. I haven't seen many people say Klopp out, just like the odd wool on a video. But so generally, Klopp's pretty safe. The players are getting it. The fans have been getting it. The fans have been getting stick. And now it just seems to be that FSG, it's their turn. And I think everyone collectively has to take some responsibility for this, particularly FSG, because with all these advertising that they're getting in, Hugo Boss doing the main stand, Dunkin' Donuts and all this thing, they haven't invested that back into players, and we've been frustrated this January, and even if Klopp says the funds were there, the players just weren't available, you've just got to get someone in. So it's been a dismal run for Liverpool, and I think we can all agree on that. And what do we do? How do we change it? Do we change tactic? I don't know. I'm not the manager. Jamie Carragher has tweeted this week. He said, 3 games on, not seeing Liverpool win or score. Same problem today we've seen the last few weeks. Top 4 will be gone if it doesn't change. And that's the worry now. From playing the best football in the country, some of the best football I've ever seen in my life, to, I don't know, we're in a dogfight now for 4th. And it's only ourselves to blame, really. And it's a shame. But yeah, so we just got to crack on, knuckle down, and win ugly, as the phrase goes. And what I've found is, I mean, this show is hard to put together at the best of times, but particularly when Liverpool don't win. And the players seem to take like a Twitter hiatus when they don't get a win, and especially when they lose. Of the few tweets that we have got here, we've got Divock Origi saying, kick it out, kick racism out of football. We shouldn't actually have to be saying that in 2017, should be a given, but you know, it's still around sometimes, which is quite ugly for the sport. Simon Mignolet posted saying he had a great time recording an interview with Jan Molby, the great Jan Molby. Still got a bit of tub on, but what a cross and what a ball. And also Samantha Quek. I think he was still thinking about Quek when he went to punch that ball. He's an idiot. But yeah, so basically the Liverpool players, I don't know if it's the PR team that say don't speak when we lose and then give the fans credit when we win, but yeah, they seem to take the day off when they get beat. So on to the under-23s. We had an absolute rip-roarer of a game. 2-0 down against Spurs in 26 minutes, and we brought it back and we won 3-2. It's that kind of fighting spirit we need in the current team. Wilson scored a pen. Shea Ojo scored a brilliant goal from like the right wing. He cut in on his left on the edge of the box. I don't know if it was a cross, absolute perler, left bin. And Kev Stewart against his former club in the last 10 minutes, just like a Lampard-esque run, late into the box, gets his head on it, and 3-2 they won. So good signs there, and also a start for Joe Gomez. And if you've seen the pace Lucas Leiva had in that game against Hull, we could probably do with Joe Gomez. Also an assist for Ben Woodburn and Trent Alexander-Arnold. The under-18s, they're playing well too. 2-2 draw with West Brom. And the young lad, Okira Simmons, again, he scored a goal, he scored a pen, and that's his 3rd goal in 4 games now. So a bit like the way Ryan Brewster was smashing it down there and he's moved up, he could be the next guy to move up. So it's good news on that front. The loanees, we finally got some loanees back after a lot of them coming back to Melwood. Sacco didn't debutise, but we had a comment from DW7 saying, I called Sacco Deadwood last week because I can't see a future for him at the club, and he said, calling Sacco Deadwood, really? He's better than fucking Lovren. Lovren was fucking shite against Chelsea, and he has been since Southampton away in the league. Sicky is the only defender with passion who can throw last-ditch tackles in. Yeah, well, yeah, you know, I'm not saying he's a bad player, I'm just saying he's not really needed at the club. And I don't think Klopp thinks that either. Markovic, he couldn't play against Hull. We all know what happened there. But in the week prior, he did get a 0-0 draw against Manchester United. So, you know what? He's playing well. Who else have we got? We got Danny Ward. He's playing well. He's had 2 wins in the last 2 weeks. Pedro Chilivera, if that's how you don't say it, he met Taiwo Awoniyi. This is hard for me, pronunciation. Go Ahead Eagles met Nijmegen, if that's what you want to call them, in the Battle of the Lownies, and Pedro come out on top of a 2-1 win. A brilliant ball. It was kind of like Alonso, like it was deep in his own half. He just cuts through the defence. The striker had a lot to do, but great ball, and it's good to see him playing in a competitive league. Similarly with Cameron Brannigan, Fleetwood put his shirt up on Twitter. It looks good, Cameron Brannigan, number 4. So I think they're doing the best to woo him and possibly get like a deal at the end of his loan. John Anders also said last week, made up for Jack Dunn, great move to proper football, especially if they get promoted. Obviously Tranmere, who are not in the Football League at the minute, but hopefully they will be. So the transfer targets of the week on the back end of an inactive January. Jay Smith said, we needed to bring in some players in January. Not only would it be easier to make considerable changes we needed over the multiple windows rather than just the one, but if our lack of activity has ultimately cost us a Champions League spot, it will make getting players, both in terms of quantity and quality, a lot harder in the summer. Brilliant comment, very knowledgeable, completely agree with him. I think we have took it for granted, and you need that bedding in period over January if you can get a player in. But yeah, I don't know, can't agree more there. But we did have a 9CAGA7 said, I really want us to sign Telemons. He's awesome. Would help a lot with creativity from midfield. So I had a little look at him. He's Belgian, he's young, I think he's about 19. He's got quick feet, good control, and he can play pretty much anywhere across a midfield 4 or 5, depending on what position. He scored 8 goals this season in 21 games. I know it's the Belgian league and it's not all that, but he does take penalties, but he has been playing in Europe as well, so that's given him a lot of experience there, and I'd like to see him there. But at the same time, this FSG model of buy young just for a resale value, I want quality in that. I want some proven good players that can go straight into the starting lineup. Not, oh, they will be good in 4 years or 5 years. Get me someone in the prime, and I think this summer we're going to need at least 4 high fucking quality players. But he's a good player nonetheless. He could be worth getting in for a year or 2 and send them back out on loan. The comments of the week, there was a lot more, but I think Tom has done his best as administrator and got rid of them. So there wasn't much to work with. We had the Red Army who said, oh God, no, you're boring. Yeah, good one. We had Anthony Bax said, Lewis is like a wart. At first you hate it, then you get used to it, and finally you can't bring yourself to remove it. Thanks, Anthony. Captain Brother, for some reason, he said, he, meaning me, reminds me of a puppet. I don't know why. If you visualise the strings, I think if you visualise anything, it could be anything. If you visualise, I'm sitting on a horse. If you visualise this couch as a horse, I'm on a horse. I'm on a boat. Anyway, the questions to ask yourself this week. The leaked emails, are there anything that we didn't already didn't know? Did we not think FSG would come in? It's like buying a used up house, putting a conservatory on it, and then selling it in a few years' time. That's essentially what they're doing. They've cut the wage bill down, things like that. So is that anything new? And do they have a part to play in the blame of Liverpool's capitulation? No transfers in. It looks like we should have a big summer, but who do you want to see gone? Who do you want to see out the team and not in a Liverpool shirt next season? Should you be allowed to loan players in the same league? I was thinking with Sacco and Markovic there, that kind of helps us. I know Chelsea have done it a lot in the past. I don't know, what do you think on that? And what do we do now? It's been a tough old year, really. And where do we go from here? I'm not too sure. But let me know in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, and just get involved. And most of all, take it easy.